this entire thing into a plus b's whole square form, which is this form. Alright, so now let's try that. Now we know that a is x, b is 3. So we need to write it in this form. How do we do that? So we're going to create two brackets, because one bracket will remain outside and one is the square bracket inside. So that is x is a plus, we write the plus, and b is what? B is 3. Alright, and then we have the whole square here, and what remains is this. So we have to write this here. You cannot skip this. That's minus 9. Alright, and we close the bracket, and do not forget the plus 11. I think maximum times people get everything correct, but they forget this plus 11 or this whatever number is outside the brackets. They always forget to add or subtract that from the equation, and that is why they lose their marks, because they lose the final mark for accuracy, and sometimes they may even lose a method mark. That's why this is very, very important. You need to always keep an eye out for the details in mathematics to be able to score the top marks. Alright, so now we will keep the 2 outside, and now we have to multiply the 2 by every single component to simplify this in the form of dx plus e's whole square plus f. Alright, now we've not entirely achieved that yet, because we know that x plus e's whole square is there, which is x plus 3's whole square. But have we really achieved that? Because there's still a bracket and there's a minus 9 inside. So to get rid of this minus 9, what we do is we multiply 2 with every single component inside this bracket. So now we do minus 9 times 2 plus 11. So what we get is 2x plus 3's whole square minus 18 plus 11, which is 2x plus 3's whole square minus 7. That is our final answer, and this is the answer which is expressed in the form of dx plus e's whole square plus f. Alright, that's the final answer. Now let's consider another question wherein we will be considering the other form, which is a minus b's whole square, because often the a plus b square seems to be easier for the students, but a minus b square really just confuses them a lot, and then they start to panic in the examination and they do not understand what they have to do. So for you to get out of that situation, you need to practice this enough so that you're very confident with this. And actually it's really easy, because this is converted in the form a square minus 2ab plus b square, which is what you have to remember. Now our second question is x square minus 8x plus 5. Now we know that x square does not have a coefficient in this. So our first step of taking out the coefficient is completely discarded, because that step is not required. We do not need to divide anything by a particular number as we did in the previous question. We had to take out the 2 outside of the brackets, but we do not need to do that in this case. So what we need to do now is consider x square, and then we know that this is a minus 8x. That means that we knew that the central term is always the term that contains the x. Okay, that is always the term containing the x. That means minus 8x is minus 2ab. Now we know that x square is a square, so a is x. And we know minus 2ab is equal to minus 8x. And we can write this as minus 2b into x, because we know a is also x, so which is equal to minus 8x. The minus get cancelled, the x get cancelled, so 8 is equal to 2b. Again, we've got the same, we've arrived at the same position, because we know that the coefficient of x is always going to be 2b. Okay, and it's always this case. So we need to divide 8 by 2 to get b. So b is 4, alright. And now we know that we can write minus 8x in the form minus 2 into 4 into x plus 5. So now we know that 4 is b, because here we've got that. Okay, so we can write this in the form x square minus 2 into 4 into x plus 4 square minus 4 square plus 5. Again, we've done this, all right? So we know that there's a plus 4 square, so we have to subtract a 4 square, all right? So now we get x minus 4 whole square minus 16 plus 5, all right? So a lot of people will have a lot of questions in this transition step, and I've made it really simple. But I would have so, as previously explained, that we are only considering this section while converting it into the a minus b's whole square form or a plus b's whole square form. Often when people see the negative sign, they assume that we're actually using the minus 4 square, but we're not, because if you see this equation, it is written in the form a square minus 2ab plus b square, not a minus b square. And even when you imagine a minus b multiplied by a minus b, you know that the minus b and the minus b get multiplied together. And when you're multiplying two negatives, you always get a positive. So do not confuse yourself here, and do not think that this will be a minus 4 square simply because there's a minus in the middle. You have a negative sign, and that is in the middle term, and that's what we've retained here as well. So the minus sign always remains, but that's only for the middle term, and that will remain in this form as well. So we have minus 16 outside, that is minus 4 square and plus 5. So simply just converting this finally into our most simple answer, that is x minus 4 whole square minus 11. Alright, so that is our final answer, which is x minus 4 whole square minus 11, and this is written in the form of. D often gets really disturbed when they see fractions in a question such as completing the square, but these are the kind of questions that are the most common questions for A-level examiners or AS level examiners to ask in a question paper, and you do not need to get panicky about it at all. They are actually quite simple to solve because you've understood the concept now, and we will be solving one here. So for example, we have a question 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Alright, so we have to first of all get rid of the coefficient here. So we take the 2 out and we write x squared minus 5 by 2x minus 3. We know that the term containing x is the middle term. Since the middle term is negative here, we will be considering a square minus 2ab plus b square as our equation, right? So we know that 2b is equal to 5 by 2. Okay, that's the coefficient of x. So here we do not consider the negative sign because we know that if we write minus 2b, then this will be minus 5 by 2. So it really doesn't matter. So we'll just get rid of the negative sign. You just need to say that the positive value here is equal to 2b. So b is equal to 5 by 4. That's what you have to do. How did I get b is equal to 5 by 4? Okay. So when we know that 2b is equal to 5 by 2, what I'm saying is that we're multiplying both sides by half, alright? So 2b times half is equal to 5 by 2 times half. So if we multiply one side by half, we also have to multiply the other side by half. Alright, so we've multiplied both sides by half. That means we get b is equal to 5. Now what is 2 into 2? That is 4. So we have 5 by 4. That's how we get b is equal to 5 by 4. Now we're moving on to the next part. So we know b is equal to 5 by 4, therefore we are supposed to split this middle term in the form 2ab. That's what we're going to do now. So that's 2x squared minus 2 times 5 by 4 times x. Now we know that b is 5 by 4, so we add a plus 5 by 4's whole square. Now don't get panicky about it because what we are essentially doing is plus b squared. You just have to put the bracket and you have to put the whole square above. Okay, this is not 5 square by 4. It is 5 by 4's whole square, and then we do minus 5 by 4's whole square. Alright, and we close the bracket, and do not forget to add the minus 3. So we have to put the minus 3 here, and that's when our equation is complete. If you leave it here, you're going to lose the accuracy mark and maybe even a method mark, and that can bring your A star down to an A. Yes. So do not make that silly mistake. Be very careful and focus on the details. Now we're moving to the next part. So we know that there's the middle term is negative, which means that this will the square bracket will be in the form a minus b's whole square, not a plus b, because the middle term is negative. All right, we know that b is equal to 5 by 4 and a is equal to x. So we can write this in the form of x minus 5 by 4's whole square. Now what do we have outside? Again, always remember that we were only considering this part, not the minus 5 by 4's whole square. And because this is x minus 5 by 4's whole square, doesn't mean that we were actually using the minus here. People get very confused about which one to use. It's always the plus, because this is written in the form a square minus 2ab plus b square. So there's a plus b square, therefore we have to use this one, not this one. So now we have minus, what is 5 square, that is 25, and what is 4 square, that is 16. So we have this, and do not forget the minus 3. Alright, now we have to multiply 2 with every single component inside to get rid of the outer brackets. Alright, so that means 2x minus 5 by 4's whole square, and we multiply this 2 with 25 by 16. So now that we are multiplying this 2, we can cancel this 2 and 16 to get 8 in the bottom. Alright, and do not forget the minus 3 again. Alright, so now we have 2, we're very close to coming to the final answer, that is 2 outside, x minus 5 by 4's whole square, and we have minus 25 by 8 minus 3. Now we have to convert this into a single number, okay, into a single rational number. So how do we do that? We can take the common denominator, which is 8. We multiply both numerator and denominator by 8 to achieve a common denominator in this case. So we mean that we're basically writing this as minus 25. What is 3 into 8? That is 24. So minus 24 divided by 8, which is actually equal to 2 4 bracket x minus 5 by 4's whole square minus, what is minus 25 minus 24, that is minus 49 by 8. So this is our final answer, and it is not as hard as you think it is, because it is essentially the same thing that we've learned before, and we're following the same method. It's just that there's a fraction involved. You do not have to get all panicky about it. It is just a part of the concept, and if you've understood the concept, this should not be a problem. You just need to keep practicing again and again, and once you ace completing the square, you aced a very important part of AS level mathematics, paper 1. So you are going to get this right if you keep practicing, and you can watch the video anytime you like. You can pause it, do the questions, take out new questions about completing the square, and write down in the comment section below if you have any other questions, or if you'd like me to solve any completing the square questions in the future. Thank you so much for watching.